You cannot sit back and worry about change. That will get you nowhere. Change is inevitable in your life, in business, and in every industry. Adapt and thrive. Lean into this change and make sure you are present, available, and reaching out to every client, contact, and industry partner, letting them know you're here to support them in their real estate journey and answer any questions they might have. Real estate brokers are not going anywhere. I promise you that. Fun fact. Around the 1980s, the buyer's agent was invented. Previously, listing agents handled the entire transaction within their office. The public realized that the unrepresented buyer was a bad idea, and it kind of feels like we're suggesting that again. The final settlement must be court approved, but let's talk about the NAR drama as it pertains to brokers and the MLS. There will no longer be a buyer's co-op commission published on the MLS. Apparently, we won't be able to publish it anywhere, not even in the broker comments. If you are a realtor, you do not need to be a member of NAR, and you won't be required to publish the listing on the MLS. Buyer's agents must have a written compensation agreement with every buyer. Just so you know, the commission not being published is not new to real estate. In the commercial real estate world, when an offer is submitted, the buyer's agent sends an LOI with the buyer's terms regarding the property and the requested commission for the buyer's brokerage to the listing agent. All of those terms are negotiated, including the commission. When all parties agree on terms and conditions, a contract or lease is drawn up. I think the residential real estate market will end up being very similar. Buyers are going to want representation. They have no idea how to maneuver in our world. We add so much value above and beyond pricing and our trusted industry contacts that help facilitate a smooth transaction. Now, I understand that technology is out there and it definitely gives buyers information, but they do not have the wherewithal experience that we bring to the table. Think about schools, neighborhood knowledge, public transportation, build quality, building type, area specifics, and all the nuances that go into buying a property. Again, a lot of this is available through research, but not every buyer has the time or energy to study and become an industry expert for a deal that they do every 10 or 15 years. Do you make your own caramel latte every morning? No, you don't. Do you overpay at Starbucks for that? A convenience that we all enjoy? Yeah, we all do. And you think the dollars are way off, but if you buy a $5 coffee 200 times a year over a period of 10 years, that math is very similar. $10,000 in coffee is what you're spending. And that's what the average home seller pays in commission over a 10-year period of what they're in their home for. So but realtors aren't worth the commission, right? On your largest asset. Keep in mind, Redfin tried to capture the hearts and wallets of the buyer community with their discounted model, and frankly, they failed. The latest data shows them with approximately 1% market share. You can also look at their balance sheet. They are definitely not profitable, and this new ruling will surely throw a wrench in their business model. So how will all of these unrepresented buyers access homes for tours? If there's no buyer's agents, what are they going to do? In Chicago, the listing agent actually shows the property, but that is not the case outside of Chicago and outside of Illinois. Most people use a lockbox. That model is gone. There is no chance sellers will agree to have a random buyer accessing their home via lockbox. Will the listing broker now have to show the home to random buyers? How will they vet these buyers? Are they pre-approved? What will that do to the listing commissions if they're putting in significantly more work? There is a flaw, I promise. Here's what I see happening post-July. Listing brokers will secure a listing, and I'm confident they will discuss with the sellers how to compensate a buyer's agent if they are involved in the deal, which they most likely will be. So as a listing broker, you might sign a 2.5% listing agreement to sell the home and have an understanding that if there is a buyer's agent, they will be asking for compensation. If there's a buyer with no agent offering similar terms on a deal, you're going to have a dilemma, and the sellers will have a dilemma. But I can tell you, in the 1,000+ deals where there is no buyer's agent, it is a significantly more difficult deal to get to the closing table, and they do often cancel. And in Illinois, we know that canceling a buyer contract is super easy. These buyers don't understand the process. They think they know everything, and they really do have a higher chance of canceling the contract. For a $10,000 or $20,000 commission, is the seller going to gamble working with a buyer that has limited or no experience buying a home, and they're in control of their life, their next move? Or will the seller choose to work with a buyer that is with an agent that is experienced and probably vetted the buyer, explain to them the process, and has a significantly higher chance of getting to the closing table? We know the answer. There will always be the buyer that wants a discount or wants to do it themselves. That's great. Let's let them do it. We've done it in the past. They negotiate a deal where we take the 2.5% off because they don't have a buyer's agent. Great. We've done it before. We'll continue to do that. And frankly, I think as a buyer agent, I can negotiate a better deal for that agent in addition to the 2.5% reduction. And I've shown that, and I've shown my worth. And that's what you guys have to continue doing. Now, there will be new models that pop up, flat fees, buyer agent discounts, new models that we haven't even thought of. But honestly, I believe the full service agent will dominate the marketplace with elite service, availability, and market knowledge. Now, if you are going in for back surgery, are you shopping for a discount doctor? If you're going to invest in the stock market, are you going to invest with someone that has limited to no experience, but they charge half price? By the way, the attorneys for this massive settlement are working on commission. That is irony at its finest, by the way. There are a few brokers. There will be a broker for everyone. But if you are a full service broker, embrace this. You have a huge opportunity in front of you. Our industry has been around for a very long time. We add a ton of value to this community. We help keep a true marketplace where buyers and sellers, each represented fairly. We are advocates for our client, ensuring pricing, quality, and terms are understood and delivered per the contract. Literally almost every industry has a broker type model, and there are industries making significantly more than the average real estate broker, which, by the way, is about $65,000 annually. I think this ruling is regressing the industry a bit. I do believe that the brokerage community will maintain a very high level of service and transparency and still be able to work with buyer and sellers in a similar manner that we have for the past 40 plus years. Mark Allen Realty will continue to educate their agents on this process as it evolves. For now, learn the buyer representation agreement, stay confident, and continue to show your value to the public.